We're back, y'all. We are back. You know, by popular demand, we have Zeus back with us and Miss Bunny representing Gems. And of course, this is Hidden Gems Podcast with your host, Deanna Bradley. But we're going to shift the dynamic just a little bit. Something that everybody can get into, because I want to hear from this big joker over here. We gonna start talking about some relationships here. Now, first of all, now, how long you been married to the missus? And she's amazing, guys. She is absolutely. If she has to put up with this joke over here, you know she got to have a heart of gold. I'm telling you, ooh Lord. But
I ain't saying that. Boy, I ain't saying that.
So relationship goals. How long we been together?
Well, me and Miss Joyce been together. Been married going on 8.5 years. We've been together about 15.
Wow.
Met here in Fayetteville. All my old school peoples remember Chief's nightclub. That's
I remember. Absolutely.
That's where we met at. She was Air Force. I was still military. And we've been kicking it ever since then. Good times, bad times, storms, sunny days, rain. We're still here.
And it's a beautiful thing. Absolutely yes. Amazing. I love to see couples that cleave to each other, because that's scripture, first of all. That is scripture.
Thank you.
Give us some insight on how do you keep the spark there? After X amount of years, people be ready to tap out. Mm-hmm. You know, look, first of all, I don't like your feet stink. You know, and I'm ready to go over here where maybe her feet don't stink as bad. So what keeps that spark in the marriage?
Well, you know, when you go looking for negative stuff, you get negative stuff.
Okay.
That's the biggest thing. The best surprise is no surprise when it comes to relationship.
I like that.
I don't want to be surprised by you, and I'm not trying to do anything to surprise you. Honesty, obligation, dedication, and commitment. You know, we got to have those there. I got to feel that if I fall backwards, you're standing there. If you can't catch me, but just your presence being there, and me knowing that my other half got my back,
absolutely,
and vice versa. You know, we got to be able to walk through the war together. We got to be able to walk through the fire together, and not one push the other one in and, you know, see what the outcome is before you follow behind. And this old guy told me years ago, when it comes to relationships, and it has stuck with me for a long time, say both parties, meaning the husband, wife, spouse, girlfriend, whichever, just imagine taking a cup and pouring water in it. You got 2 cups and you pour water into 1 cup. Now that water becomes the cup. Wow. So now everything is in the clear path. One thing that creates issues in a relationship, and some people get comfortable within the relationship, meaning what I did to get you.
I knew he was going to go there.
That's what I got to be doing to keep you.
I knew he was going to go there. I knew he was going to go there.
That's it.
But it's the truth, and I don't understand why we don't get it. It's like, okay, and I know some people may get upset with me because we talked about body image some time ago. But you went through all of this. You were dressing up. You were showing up. You were smelling good. You know, your hair was done, face done, you know, and every now and again you may not want to put makeup on, but still, he shouldn't be able to look at you and say, who is that?
Okay.
Because, because now you don't even look like anything that he ever dealt with. You know, you go to bed looking like Nicki Minaj and wake up looking like Chucky. We not doing this. We not doing this. And you talking about what? You know what? Shoot, let's be honest about the situation. If you were sweet on Monday,
come on,
you should be sweet all the way around all week long.
You don't per se take a calendar day to say, well, okay, I'm gonna dress up nice for
exactly.
Or I'm gonna be physical with him this time, or 2 weeks I'm gonna be affectionate, or next week I'm gonna be passionate.
But you have some people that do that. You have some women.
That's why they have that problem in their relationship.
Lingerie and looking good.
Yeah, when they want something.
Then a couple of months later, you see them in basketball shorts and t-shirt, socks on.
And you know, I never have a problem with that. But I think one of the big thing, and this is for me, I've been in a lot of relationships in my life. I dealt with a lot of women. I got 6 kids. With me, if I give you my heart, then I expect you to take care of my heart.
Absolutely.
You know, with me, I'm not that person to really trust anybody, because I've been through so much failure in my life, and it caused me to grow a force field around my heart. Even though I stay humble and I observe each step I make during the day and whoever I'm around. But relationships are so important, and I think one thing that women fail to realize, 80% of a relationship to a man includes sex.
Absolutely. It should.
I've heard, oh, you want sex too much.
Oh, please. Who said, who, what?
I've heard that before. I talk to people that say that. Oh, why you got to touch me here? Why you?
Not tonight.
You know, when you get to that point there, the thing of it is, and with me, 24 hours a day, I'm trying to be physical. I'm trying to be romantic. I'm showing affection, et cetera, et cetera. Now, when one party is doing that and the other party is rejecting it, now we got problems.
We got a problem.
Okay, and then the first thing is, okay, you cheated. You wasn't giving me what I asked for or what I needed. I'm not gonna walk around here with blue balls. Bottom line. So the thing is, you got to take care of each other.
You have to. And see, the thing about it is, we have to be willing to have those conversations with one another. I think what ends up happening is, and I actually talked about this today in class. I was telling the kids, because we were talking about Macbeth and Lady Macbeth, and we talked about gender norms. You know, how initially in the play, if you guys are familiar with it, Lady Macbeth was operating mainly in her masculine energy.
True.
She was running the show. She was telling him, you know what, look, let me tell you something. Number one, I already know you need to be king, but you don't have the balls to do what needs to be done to get it done. Let me, and went ahead on and plotted and planned to kill the king and this, that, and the other. And then later on in the play, they switch roles. Now she's a little more feminine, and he done finally found his balls.
Come on now.
But the thing about it is, we have, as females, have to understand, number one, you gotta take your time to get to know each other.
Thank you.
Nobody wants to take the time. Everybody wants this microwave relationship. I don't know your love language, you don't know mine. And some people don't care. But my thing is this: if I know that as a female, women tend to be a little more emotional. Men, y'all tend to be more logical. You can look at a female, she tore all up from the floor up. You sitting over here like, first of all, it's not even that serious. Why is this woman? But if you care, you will remove your armor. And notice what I said, remove your armor, because your armor protects your heart.
Thank you.
It keeps everything in, but it also keeps everything out. So when you humble yourself and you remove that armor, you're able to sit beside this overly emotional female and say, look, baby, how can I help?
That's the big thing.
That's what I'm here for. And then to flip the switch, you have to support that man, because they're not going to be ready to show that emotional aspect. But if I value our relationship, when you come in from a hard day work, the last thing you want from me, look, blah, 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 blah. And then you wonder why he want to go retreat and bury his head in the pillow, because when he get here, all he hear is a chicken cackling in the background. It's like, baby, you know, how you doing? Had a man food ready. If he's going to eat or whatever, run his bath. Baby, are you all right? How was your day? You know, let's talk about these things. Shoot, get in the tub with him. I'm sorry, I'm getting ready to say something. I'm just saying.
I know a certain person would like to have that done to them. But,
you know what? See, this is the issue that I have with people like you on this podcast. Why you back there laughing, Vic? Why you back there? And why
She
you
told me
hoping?
not to say nothing, Vic.
Exactly. See what I'm talking about?
Buddy, I love you, girl.
Don't encourage Buddy in her foolishness.
Okay.
But I'm telling you,
But
it
you
is.
telling the truth, though.
But that is the
It's true.
truth. You got to be willing to sacrifice and be, if it's an inconvenience, be inconvenienced. I don't mind being inconvenienced by somebody I value.
Thank you.
And it's no longer an inconvenience, it's an honor
That's
and
an
a
honor.
privilege.
Thank you, baby.
And when we
Right now.
start looking at things the way that they really are, you can't be the one always running your mouth,
Come on now.
giving instruction when you won't even listen and pay attention yourself.
Because us as a man, we don't accept that.
And there it is. It's called
You got problems.
disrespect.
It is. And once you get to that point of disrespecting me, then, eventually I'm starting to lose that love that I had for you. And eventually it's going to get to the disrespect.
Absolutely.
Because my thing is, I've always asked my wife to, I don't request much. Just love me,
Absolutely.
loyal,
Absolutely.
communicate, and stay honest.
Absolutely.
If I do something that you don't agree or that you don't like, stop me right on the spot. There's a way to communicate using tact. I don't care how mad you
Absolutely.
are or whatever. But with me, if you come at me with negativity, that's what you're going to get.
Absolutely.
But the bad thing is then, if we both bouncing heads, we ain't going to make that happen.
And that be the truth. And ladies also, just understand that when he's in his headspace and he's been consistent, he's not giving you a reason to believe that he's not being anything but honorable and operating with integrity. If this man comes home and he's like, baby, right now I just need a little moment to myself, give the man
Thank
that
you.
space.
Thank you.
Don't be in behind him asking who, what, when, where, why, and how. Who, what, when, where, why, and how. Where you been?
See,
Who
that
you
runs
talking
your
to?
way.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah,
And you wonder why he don't want to talk to you.
that part.
Do you understand where we're going with this? It's reciprocity all day long. You want him to be there for you, be there for
Come on
him.
now.
Totally.
Got to.
100%.
What do you call them type of people that always roaring at you? And you can't really get a word
word
out. Yeah, you can't get your word out, and they just constantly
I call them history.
bing, you know what I'm saying? And they always want to be right.
Hey,
You're
I'm
never
kicking
wrong.
it for real, Vic. I call them history.
History.
Gone.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Exactly, because why are you dealing with that tomfoolery? Look, there
Life's
are
too short.
Exactly.
Life is too short. If I can't, my thing, if I can't make you happy, well, let me change that, because nobody can make you happy
That's
with
right.
yourself.
That's right.
But if I can't satisfy you and bring a smile on your face and keep that smile on your face, then I'm slipping.
Exactly.
And vice versa.
Absolutely.
Because as a man, first thing, a lot of women don't understand. A lot of women think they have a heart. Try being a black man. First of all, first thing, when we wake up in the morning, if we wake up, we good, we winning. But now we got to look at all this stuff we got to deal with during the day.
Absolutely.
Our skin color. We don't know if we're going to make it home. We don't know if somebody going to accuse us of doing something, because we look like somebody else. Now we got time in prison and we wasn't even in the area. Hard days, stressful. With me, at one time in my life, I was an exotic dancer, so I moved around the world for a long time. And it was, the hardest thing for me was to just stop and focus on one woman.
Gotcha.
But it happened, and I'm grateful that it did happen.
Absolutely.
But now when I'm out during the day and people coming around, a lot of females, this and that, and I stay dedicated to my wife regardless.
Absolutely.
I mean, I don't have them present all kind of stuff, but no, that's not me. But now, as a man, when I feel that I'm out there and I'm pushing all that away, and I'm coming home to my wife, the one that I know I can get home
Absolutely.
and everything, and then when it gets to that point, then that person got all kind of excuses. I don't feel like doing this. I'm tired, or this and that. Now you don't have that quality time, and that quality time gonna create some issues.
Yes, it is.
Because ain't no man gonna really stay around that long if you ain't give him that person quality time. And that's goes both ways.
Absolutely.
My thing, there's no limitations on what I'll do to make my partner happy.
Absolutely.
And keep them satisfied.
That's right.
Because see, when you allow your partner to start thinking outside the box, then that's the way it's gonna go.
Absolutely. And that's something that we all have to take into consideration when you are in that relationship. You know, if I'm not gonna do nothing to you that I would not be okay with you doing to me. And that will knock off a whole bunch of this foolishness. Because if I'm going to go out here and do what I'm going to do, then don't get upset when the other one go out there when it's done to you. Be okay. Have that same energy. But too often times, that's not the case.
No, it ain't.
Now, we'll sit up and we will hell hack. We'll talk about, we'll low rate. And one of the things I want to caution women too. Now, you got this one specific person, because see, I usually hang around people that have things that I aspire to have.
Okay.
So I can learn from them. How did you get here? How did you do? So they're going to always be operating like Katrina, my girl. Solid marriage, beautiful, everything, this, that, and the other. Me, I got it on my own. I'm here on my own. It's okay. Do I want a relationship? Absolutely.
Right.
But in time. So I have to do what I have to do. I ain't caring about all that other stuff. That's not where I am right now, because my focus is making sure my bag is secure so that I can have something to offer him more than just this. Even though this is great, still it would.
We about to have church on
But y'all know where I'm going with this. Absolutely. You know, and heal. Take the time to heal. You've been in a broke, busted relationship. All you're gonna do is pack your dirty, rusty bag and go in and corrupt somebody else's space.
That part.
Why am I gonna sacrifice my peace just to have a peace?
You can't. Because if y'all came in a relationship, if me and you in a relationship, I don't care what I got versus what you got. If we can't come together and build each other, that's defeating the purpose.
What's the purpose?
Yeah.
And that is what I tell you. If I gotta sacrifice my peace just to get a piece,
no,
it's not worth that. I'm
that's
sorry.
not a good piece.
Been there, done that.
Okay.
You keep that over there.
Yeah.
You keep that over
by
there.
myself, and I love it.
What'd you say?
I said I'm by myself, me and my dog Rocky.
Okay. See, I knew I like you for something else.
Rocky.
Go ahead. Oh,
Me and my
I
dog
love
Rocky.
a dog person, big. Come on now. Miss Bunny, where you been all my life? You and Rocky.
I'm done with y'all. I am so
man.
done.
I've been in a relationship for 36 years. I was in one for 36 years. You know how, like, when you're in a relationship and your partner starts, like, different things start happening to them in life. You know, it's body changes, put it that way. And then they get to where my drive is gone.
See?
You know, your drive is gone. You know, you understand? I don't understand why it's going. Where did it go? You know? But the drive left. So when the drive left, I left. And should I have done that? No.
Right.
After I done it, was I happy about it?
No. I'm glad you brought it up.
You know,
Because some things that women don't understand about a man. Once we turn 40 and start going uphill, we start dealing with a lot of body issues, erectile dysfunction. You know, can't get it up, can't keep it up. That fire is gone. So when he say his drive was gone, that's what he was meaning. It's hard for a guy to tell his other half, well, it ain't that I'm not attracted to you, but everything don't function. I knew that too.
Did you? Okay, because I'm
But I was trying to cover him up a little bit.
Oh, she's fine. She's fine.
I'm fine.
But see, and I'm like this, when you do everything you can to keep that person happy and satisfied, and they're not satisfied, then it's time to back out.
Absolutely.
Because one thing, you can't make a person love you all over again.
That's right.
And if that person, myself, I'm a very romantic, affectionate person. And if my partner's not feeling the same, then that partner won't be my partner long.
That's right.
Because I don't believe in putting a limit on what I can do or how far I can go or where we gonna go do this and do that. You know, that's why we're here. My job is to make sure you're good.
Absolutely.
And your job is to make sure I'm good.
Absolutely.
That way I ain't thinking outside the box and you ain't thinking outside the box. You know?
Exactly. And that's where it is. I'm telling you guys, relationships is something else. It is what you make it. And
True.
what do you want to have? Are you willing to accept any and everything? The answer should be no.
Thank
no.
you.
I want everything that I'm going to give to you.
Thank you.
That's all anybody should want. It's called reciprocity. Period. What is wrong with when you go out somewhere, you think about your partner, I want to get him this, or
Thank you.
I want to get her that.
Thank you.
Do it. I'm not doing it just, hey, I ain't gonna lie, maybe in the back of my mind, I'm like, yeah, me and that joke, yeah, we gonna tear the walls down.
That part.
But, it shouldn't have to be that way. I shouldn't have to wait on you to do whatever. My love language is this. I'm gonna show you every day.
Thank you.
I'm going to tell you every day
You
so
wanted
that
to go
there is no doubt. You understand? You're not going to have to question. When you start questioning, any and everything will come to your mind. And 99% of the time, it's wrong.
We preaching now.
99% of the time, it's wrong.
Thank you.
And that is what will drive a relationship into the ground. And then be careful who y'all sharing your issues and your problems
Come on.
with. Because let me tell you something. You done sat and told your girl how good of a man he is.
And now she ready for him.
And how he be
she gonna
putting
get
it
it.
down.
She gonna be in it.
And how he takes care of you. But then, one time out of a million, y'all get into a disagreement. Girl, that
Where you
joker
going?
there, he ain't worth nothing. Blah, blah, blah. And she gonna tell you
Bingo.
exactly what you need to hear. This right here.
Thank you.
If I were you,
I'll leave.
See
I
that?
wouldn't put up with that mess. If I were you a better person than me. And the sad part about it, she just told you the truth because you are a better person than her, but you don't get it just yet.
Thank you. You ain't seen no raw picture.
Oh, and that part.
Come
And
on
she
now.
gonna talk you out of probably the best thing that ever happened to you because he's been consistent. But you hit a little bump in the road, which you will.
Thank you.
But instead of talking to him, you talking to your girl who hasn't had a relationship since what, 1842?
And can't keep one.
And can't keep
Boy,
one.
you
So
wonder
she
why.
gonna tell you how, who, what, when, where, why, and how. But then when she's sitting up in your house with your man on her arm, I'ma leave that right there.
Or you come to your house and she in your bed.
Okay.
Okay.
Or
When you gonna
answering
get married?
his phone.
One or two.
Or you see them walking down the street together.
Ooh, what you talking about? Or driving his
I
car.
was showing him the store.
She's showing him the store, all right. He done been all in that store and done bought everything in it. But anyway,
Wow.
I thank everybody for
Hey, Vic, I'm blaming this on you, Vic. You
all of
created
this.
this monster, bro.
But y'all, this has been a wonderful second episode with Zeus over here.
Oh, once again.
Breaking it down for us from the male perspective.
That
Here
part.
you have. You don't have to try to guess. It is what it is. Nothing but truth being told here. I'm Deanna Bradley, host of Hidden Gems podcast. We'll see you on the flip side.
Peace.
Peace. Boy, look at you. Boy, that girl start preaching over there.